Hi friends. Have you ever felt like you always have to say yes even though your heart wants to say no? Or do you feel anxious about others being disappointed in you, even if it means sacrificing your own comfort? Maybe you feel calm when everyone around you is happy, even though in the process, you yourself are slowly being destroyed. If you have ever or often experienced something like this, it could be that you are a people pleaser. Being a good person, someone who cares, someone who wants to help, that's a wonderful thing. But there's a fine line between being a good person and being someone who loses themselves in order to please others. And when that line is crossed consistently, it can have serious mental health consequences. In this video, we will explain more about people pleasers and most importantly the serious impact they can have on your mental health. So, let's start this journey honestly and bravely. What is a people pleaser? People pleaser is a term used to describe someone who has a strong urge to please others, even at the expense of their own needs, feelings, or boundaries. People like this often feel guilty if they refuse other people's requests. They feel bad if someone disappoints them. But it's more than just being friendly or caring. It's a deep psychological pattern, rooted in a need for acceptance, a fear of rejection, and a belief that our self-worth is determined by how happy others make us. How can someone be like this? There are many reasons. It could come from childhood, social environment, or certain life experiences. Maybe he was raised in an environment where love was given conditionally, only when he obeyed, when he was pleasant, when he did not cause problems. So the belief was formed, to be liked, I have to make others happy. It could also be due to past trauma. Experiences of rejection, humiliation, or criticism teach a person that fitting in with others is the only way to feel safe. But unfortunately, when we build our lives around external acceptance, we lose touch with ourselves. And that's where the problems start. Characteristics of a people pleaser. Not everyone who likes to help is a people pleaser. But there are some signs that are very typical, and are often hidden behind a mask of niceness. 1. It's hard to say no. Every request was accepted, even though in my heart I couldn't really afford it. Rejection felt like a sin. If I refuse, they'll be angry. 2. Fear of conflict. Conflict is seen as something very scary. So they choose to remain silent, give in, or agree even though they do not agree. 3. Excessive guilt. When choosing themselves, they feel guilty, even if the decision is important to their own well-being. 4. Putting others first to the extreme. Health, rest time, even personal finances can be sacrificed just to please others. 5. Dependence on praise or validation. Self-esteem is very dependent on what others think. If they are praised, they feel valuable. If criticized, it collapses instantly. 6. Difficulty expressing one's own needs. They are not used to asking, "What do I need?" because their lives are always filled with the needs of others. 7. Easy to use. Because they are not firm about boundaries, they are often taken advantage of by manipulative people. 8. Feeling his identity is blurred. When they please others for too long, they lose their true voice. They don't know who they are anymore without the role of pleaser. And the painful thing is, all this is not done because they are weak. It is because they are strong enough to hold themselves back, strong enough to suppress the pain, strong enough to hide the discomfort for the sake of others. But that's strength. has its limits. Long-term impact on mental health. This is the part that is most often overlooked. Yet the impact is incredibly deep. Here are some of the damages that can occur if the people-pleasing pattern is allowed to continue. 1. Emotional burnout. When you are always giving, never receiving, your energy reserves become depleted. You start to feel constantly exhausted. Even the little things feel overwhelming. You feel like you don't have time to breathe, let alone be with yourself. This isn't just physical exhaustion, it's mental exhaustion. 2. Loss of identity. Because you are too busy fitting in, you forget who you are. What do you like? What do you believe in? What do you want? It all feels blurry. You live by other people's expectations, not your own beliefs. 3. Social anxiety and perfectionism. People pleasers often suffer from chronic anxiety, fear of saying the wrong thing, fear of hurting others' feelings, fear of not being perfect. They live in constant tension. Every social encounter becomes a proving ground, not a space of comfort. 4. Hidden depression. When self-needs are constantly suppressed, the soul begins to rebel silently. Feelings of emptiness, hopelessness, worthlessness arise. But because they are used to appearing good, they do not show symptoms explicitly. This is a silent depression, but it eats away slowly. 5. Unbalanced relationship. People pleasers often get caught in unhealthy relationships. They attract people who are overbearing, manipulative, or only come when they need something. In the long run, this can completely destroy your self-confidence. 6. Psychosomatic pain. A stressed mind can manifest itself in the body. Headaches, back pain, indigestion, insomnia, all can be the body's way of screaming, "Please listen to me." The psychological roots of people-pleasing. The people-pleasing pattern does not just appear. It is formed from a combination of past experiences, parenting styles, and belief systems embedded since childhood. We will discuss some common roots. 1. Conditional care. If you were only praised when you achieved something, or loved when you were obedient, you learned that love has to be earned. You don't believe that you're worthy of love just because you exist. So you continue to seek validation by pleasing others. 2. Traumatic experience. Trauma, such as rejection, abandonment, or emotional abuse, can make a person feel emotionally unsafe. So to protect themselves, they learn that the only way to avoid being hurt is to be agreeable. 3. Culture and social environment. In some cultures, being a good daughter, a loyal wife, or a compliant employee is highly valued. Unwittingly, these cultures suppress individual needs and glorify self-sacrifice. Eventually, people-pleasing becomes a proud norm, even though it can be self-destructive. 4. Distorted self-confidence. Beliefs like "I'm not good enough," "I have to make everyone happy," or "I'm selfish if I think about myself," are the seeds of people-pleasing. And these seeds often grow from past experiences of being unappreciated. What steps should you take to escape the trap of a people-pleaser? 1. Recognize and acknowledge the pattern. The first step in healing is awareness. Being honest about the fact that you have a tendency to put other people's happiness above your own. This is not judgment. It is a loving acknowledgement of the wounds you carry. 2. Learn to say no respectfully. This is a very important skill. Saying no doesn't mean you're mean. It's honesty and healthy boundaries. 3. build a relationship with yourself. People pleasers often lose touch with themselves. So, go back inward. Listen to your voice. 4. Build healthy boundaries. Boundaries are a sign of love, not walls of separation. 5. Change your perspective on rejection. One of the biggest fears of people pleasers is rejection. But rejection isn't always the end. Sometimes, it's a natural filter to surround yourself with people who love you for who you are. 6. Seek support. The journey out of people-pleasing patterns can be hard if you do it alone. So seek support, whether it's from supportive friends, a safe community, or professional help such as a psychologist. 7. Celebrate small changes. Every small step is worth celebrating. Did you say no today? Awesome! Did you take a break today even though there was a sudden request? Awesome! Guys, living as a people pleaser is tiring. You keep running after validation, afraid of disappointing others, and in the process, you forget the most important thing, loving yourself. Hopefully after watching this video, you will not only understand the term people pleaser, but start to dare to change your lifestyle. Slowly. Step by step. Because you are not just a tool to make others happy. You are a precious soul who deserves to be happy too. Thank you for sticking around until the end. Don't forget to take care of yourself. See you in the next video.